Today we will be discussing about the sources of writing the Indian history between the time period of say circa 650 AD to 1200, and in this period what are the sources, what are the significance, this will be discussed in this class.
So why are sources important for writing history?
As you can very well understand that the historians are non-participants. They are distanced from the event which they are going to describe for say hundreds or thousands of years. So they need some kind of information through which they will try to analyze, try to describe the event as such. So they need informations, and these are being culled from different types of sources which vary according to the availability as well as the kind of requirements of the particular discipline or the particular problem that they are going to address. That's why we need sources.
Sir, what are the particular problems of sources for writing Indian history?
Right, this is a very good question, because in Indian history we find that we are devoid of quote-unquote historical texts which can be dated very precisely. In most of the cases, the philosophical as well as the religious treatise, they are not dated, so it has to be derived from some different sources. We cannot precisely pin down to a chronological frame, and this is because we depend on orality. It is more sacred than the written ones. Another is that due to the religious underpinning again, unlike the Judeo-Christian tradition, in Indian religion we emphasize on some eternal truths. So precise chronology, precise dating is not important. That's why we don't find that the texts are very well dated. Number one. And number two, though we have a kind of indigenous historical tradition known as the Itihasa Purana, but they are full of stories. So very serious historical work cannot be based on this kind of tradition. And even if we have a Charitam tradition like Harsha Charita or Vikramanka Deva Charita, but there also, as it is basically a kind of eulogy, the historical sources cannot be dependable. That's why Indian history has a problem of historical sources. Starting from the 19th century onwards, with the discovery of the lithic remains, basically the religious structures, attention of serious historians of the West was attracted towards Indian history, and also along with the lithic remains and the religious architecture, particularly the temples, huge number of inscriptions were discovered. And one of the doyens of Indian study of Indian inscription, Professor D.C. Sarkar, by 1980 is telling that a database of 90,000 inscriptions are available, and the number is increasing day by